Let's hear from the transport minister, and we started by asking him to clarify on the Lagos-Kano rail, which the groundbreaking was done in Lagos in the past week. What exactly, is it from Lagos to Ibadan or from Lagos to Kano? Hear him now.
The entire project is called the Lagos-Kano Railway. It was approved and awarded by President Obasanjo under the Nigerian Modernization Railway Projects. When they awarded it, I don't think they got the loan facilities concluded before he left office. I don't know what transpired between Yar'Adua and the Chinese government, but then under President Jonathan, they commenced negotiation for the loan, and they were able to get nearly about $800 million to do the Kaduna-Abuja rail line, which they could not complete. It was abandoned for nearly 2 years. When we came, we took over and then completed it, including the extra work, everything. We brought it to $1 billion and about $8 million or so. Also $1,008 million. Now, when we completed it, we put to use that, and the Lagos-Ibadan segment form part of the Lagos-Kano segment, the Lagos-Kano rail line. So what we've seen is that the China Exim Bank has given us funds, even though we're contributing 15% of the Catapart funding. It releases money on segment basis. So for this year, they released the one from Lagos to Ibadan. And then the same year, hopefully, they release the one for Kano Kaduna. So hopefully by 2018 to first quarter of 2019, we'll have finished Kano to Kaduna. Then that will link you to Kaduna to Abuja. And then do the Lagos to Ibadan. All will start from this year. That's what it is.
When it comes to funding, is there a major problem of funding?
No, the Nigerian government has contributed their 15%. The Chinese government has also approved the loan. Now, we can't sign the loan without the borrowing plan approved by the National Assembly, which is before the Senate. Hopefully, they will be able to approve the borrowing plan. It's when they approve the borrowing plan that we can go to sign the loan. If they don't sign the borrowing plan, we can't therefore travel to sign the loan. It means that the moment the contractor exhausts what we have paid to him as our own Catapart funding, then the job may have to stop.
So, I mean, we've been hearing about these 3 billion or 30 billion loan that the National Assembly is supposed to consent to. Then one will wonder again, this project, is it in the 2016 budget or the 2017 budget, or you spread it across the two two-year budget cycle?
It's in the 2016 budget, so that's why you see we had to release the funds since it's part of the 2016 budget. The 2017 budget essentially will take a Takbe to Warri, Lagos, Port Harcourt to Calabar, and then the Kano, Kaduna. So you can see that we are trying hard to ensure that we conclude the rail activities, the construction of the rail infrastructure, so that we can basically propel the economy by way of logistics, and which essentially is transportation.
The loan that you're talking about, how long will it take Nigeria to complete this loan after these projects have been completed?
Is it the payback?
The payback.
I don't know. It's Ministry of Finance that would know that. But essentially, whatever we are able to recover from the railway activities will be used to pay back the loan.
Does the federal government, the Buhari government, have as a real master plan?
We do. That's why I said that Obasanjo introduced where the rail modernization project, which is essentially to construct new rail lines, the standard gauge rail line from Lagos to Kaduna, Lagos to Kano, and from Lagos to Calabar. The other part which I don't know, I think the president may approve when we seek his approval when he comes back, is the Port Harcourt to Maiduguri. If you do these three networks, which were the old networks of the narrow gauge, even though the Lagos to Calabar wasn't part of the old one, but this should be able to cover the entire country.
What is the possible impact of these? I mean, maybe the federal government has really given it a thought. The economic projections that you have within this time, when all the major rail projects will be ready, and for someone who is from the south region of the country, the coastal projects, a lot of people who have it in mind, the ones that goes up to Calabar, to Port Harcourt and Warri axis, when would that one could be ready if it's finalized?
Well, the first question has to do with the economic impact. People who live in, who are from Abeokuta, who are from Ibadan, can work in Lagos without necessarily having to deal with the issue of housing. So you reduce your costs on things like housing, things like transportation. Don't forget that the railway will be subsidized. The other impact will be that we say we'll move 3.2 million tons of cargo yearly. Imagine how much weight you've lifted from the roads onto the rail. Imagine the volume of business you have introduced in the system and access to logistics. So you've, to a great extent, helped the economy, you prepare the economy to move forward. Not only that, you create employment. You see how many industries would have lined up along the route of the railway, right? And that will create employment for people who live around these three states. So you certainly see a growth in economic activities.
In specific terms, does the federal government really have an idea of 3 billion in a year, 1 billion in a year?
No, they can't do that.
In specific projection, does the government have a specific economic projection in terms of value?
You can't do that. You have to, like you said, that will be projection. You have to actually allow the activities take place and see what volume of trade that takes place. You can even move bulk liquid. Don't forget that most people who move petroleum products on the road don't find it difficult to do that. Why not you wait for us to complete construction, allow it run for 6 months to 1 year, and do that projection? And for the coastal rail, we hope that in the next, like the acting president said, in the next 3 months, we'll be able to start the Port Harcourt Calabar rail line.
In specific terms, how many rail projects does the government think it can achieve within the 4-year time?
1 year plus is gone. So if he's afraid, unless you want to extend that time by another 1 year plus.
Do you have how many rail projects that set out to
we have completed the Kaduna Abuja rail line.
You finished the accessories, you mean to say?
Not accessories.
I mean, but the information is that project was almost completed by the Jonathan government.
Why not you clap for them?
I mean, that's the information that we have.
Propaganda doesn't. Is it for me? If you ask those who work with me, don't listen to propaganda. First, you can't run a rail line without signaling. They didn't complete the signaling; it was abandoned. That they completed tracks. Even they didn't complete the tracks. Don't forget that I had to go to speak to a Catholic hospital, which needed to be demolished. Don't forget that. Nobody remembers that I did that. And we have to pay them off to be able to demolish the Catholic church and lay track. So what is the completion you're talking about? But as a Catholic, I walked up to the sisters and I pleaded with them. We don't have money to pay you now. Allow us to demolish the hospital and to go ahead with our construction. We'll pay you later. And we paid them. And we gotten them a new land that was agreed for them to move. But we've paid. We have completed the construction. Signaling wasn't complete. We had to complete it. We purchased the coaches and wagons and locomotives. So what are those accessories you're talking about? These are fundamental contributions to rail development. There is also the Warri that was abandoned. When we finish it now, you call it accessories again. The total cost for completion is about 80 billion naira. That's not chicken change. It's not in this difficult situation. But the president has said proceed to complete all that and ensure it runs. So from Itabe, work has commenced now. And it will terminate at Alaja. We are negotiating with investors that will take it from Alaja to Warri and build a seaport at Warri, and then take it from Itakpe to Abuja. So
my guests are fully ready, but we'll take a moment on the program. When we come, we dig deep into the assessment. You've heard from the Minister of Transport, Mr. Femi Adesina, also the spokesperson of the President is on standby.